Welcome to the Get Your Black Belt in Proactive Wellness podcast, where we talk about how to expand perception, slow down aging, increase energy, strengthen immunity, and create an overall higher quality of life, all naturally. Here is your host, James T. Griffin.
Greetings and welcome back to the Ahead of the Curve Wellness YouTube channel. My name is James T. Griffin, and the Ahead of the Curve Wellness YouTube channel explores the proactive wellness system in detail. The proactive wellness system is outlined in my first book, Get Your Black Belt in Proactive Wellness First Degree. And in that book, we explore the 7 portals of the proactive wellness system in great detail. Remember, the 7 portals of the proactive wellness system are what we need to know and apply into our lives on a very regular basis to ensure we are creating the highest possible quality of life. What do I mean by that? Well, slowing down cellular aging, which is something we all want, increasing cellular energy, again, something that many really want, strengthening immunity, accelerating cellular repair and regeneration, often known as accelerated healing, becoming more in tune with the intelligence of our physical being, commonly known as the human body, and again, just creating an overall higher quality of life to fulfill our purpose here on Earth. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a testimonial that I received back in 2010. So this goes back about 15 years. So what happened prior to this testimonial? A yoga studio was having a teacher training certification program, and there were about 30 students or 30 yoga teacher to be students, and I was invited in to be a guest speaker because I had a background in hypnosis, of which the owners of the yoga studio knew about, and they wanted me to share about how hypnosis helps to get to deeper levels of consciousness, what's commonly known as the world of internal perception. Because remember, perception is portal 1 of the proactive wellness system. And there are 2 levels of perception. There's our external perception, that we perceive our world with our 5 senses. And then there is our internal perception, which is the gateway to intuition, which, by the way, is not our 6th sense, but it's actually our first primary sense, which many have forgotten about. So I was brought in to talk about hypnosis, how it taps into the world of internal perception, sometimes known as the subconscious. Now, hypnosis is also a gateway to communicate with the intelligence of the physical being, the human body. So I spoke about hypnosis, the history, the application for about 2 hours, and then I guided the entire class down into a very deep level of hypnosis, and I did a certain visualization experience where they flooded their body, generally speaking, their physical being, with certain colors of light and directing that light to flow through certain parts of the physical being. So that was about a half-hour experience, and that was on a Saturday, by the way. And then Sunday morning at 8 a.m., who really gets a call Sunday morning at 8 a.m.? So the call came in, I looked at my call display. I did not recognize the phone number, so I didn't pick it up. And I feel very grateful that I did not pick up the phone, because had I picked up the phone, I would have had a conversation. So being that I let the call go to voicemail, I got this amazing testimonial from one of the participants in the yoga teacher training program. And I'm going to share with you momentarily this audio testimonial, and then we're going to talk about it afterwards. So here we go.
I just wanted to inform you that I normally suffer from quite severe menstrual cramps every month for the past 10 years. And there really isn't, I haven't found a solution. I'm completely pharmaceuticals, and even with such a strong belief system, when this day comes along, I have to take Tylenol 3, sometimes 2 Tylenol 3. That's how severe the pain is. And today is the day that I should be crouched over in quite a bit of pain. And I I have absolutely no pain whatsoever. So I am convinced that it was our hypnosis from yesterday, and I wanted to thank you, and ultimately, I guess, thank myself. Thank you for allowing me to access that power to heal myself. So yeah, it's remarkable, and that's what I'd let you know. Have a great day. Bye.
So I listened to the voicemail shortly after the call, and I had to call her back. And I said, thank you so much for leaving that message, because it actually made an amazing audio testimonial. So I spoke to her. So your voicemail said 10 years. And she said, yes, every time her menstrual cycle came around, it was agony. And she had to pop 1 or 2 Tylenol 3s. And as we know, Tylenol 3 contains a high level of codeine, which is a powerful painkiller. So in the yoga teacher training, they're taught about the intelligence of the physical being, the human body, and how it's made up of energy. And she logically knew that she could eliminate this, but that's the conscious. So the conscious level of our perception, our external perception, she believed that she'd be able to transcend and release the pain that was associated with her menstrual cycle, but it did not get down to the subconscious or internal perception in our heart where we feel. So the brain represents the conscious, and the heart, where we feel, represents the subconscious. So even though she thought she could heal herself or she can get rid of the pain, it wasn't enough. She needed the assistance of hypnosis, which it really was divine timing. So I showed up literally the day before she was expected to have her very painful menstrual cycle, and the hypnosis experience was enough to get her belief from the conscious, the logic, down to her heart, her emotional energy where she felt it. And she was very, very grateful, as you heard in the voicemail. So I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call you back in about a month, and I want to see how your menstrual cycle is. So we spoke about a month later, because as you know, the female menstrual cycle goes on a general monthly basis, and she had a very comfortable, pain-free menstrual cycle. So she was very grateful, and she knew it wasn't the hypnosis, it wasn't myself, it was her that created results. She just needed a bit of a loving nudge in that direction, and that's exactly what the hypnosis experience allowed her to do. So I spoke for 2 hours on how this is possible. So I began to get her to open up her internal perception, and then the hypnosis experience just sealed the deal. Ever since then, I've worked with a handful of females over the course of the years to help them to either significantly reduce or eliminate the pain associated with their menstrual cycle. I explain to them what is happening with that pain. Number one is you have trapped emotional energy. And by the way, emotional dash energy, that's not 2 separate words, that's a new term, is portal 3 of the proactive wellness system. So I explained that she had trapped emotional energy and it was going down into that area. And we are all having unique human experiences, and we can trap emotional energy in different parts of our physical being. It's not the same for every individual. So I explained it was down in that area that she had her trapped emotional energy, and the hypnosis experience finally was able to release it and helped her to create a new chapter in the book of her life where her menstrual cycles were generally comfortable and generally pain-free. So needless to say, her gratitude was above and beyond. And the females that I worked with over the years, they were very grateful for helping them to significantly reduce or eliminate the pain altogether. And the females that I worked with more directly one-on-one, I actually shared with them certain breathing patterns to regulate their emotional energy to ensure that the emotional energy does not get trapped down in that area. Because I explained we have to be proactive and regulate our emotional energy, because if not, unconsciously, it can become trapped in our physical being and cause discomfort, pain, and potentially leading to more deeper malfunctions as time goes on. So in this video today, I just wanted to share with you that testimonial and to let you know that hypnosis is a direct gateway to communicate with the intelligence of the physical being, to release trapped emotional energy, to release general bioenergy blockages, which leads to slowing down cellular aging, increasing cellular energy, as well as accelerating cellular repair and regeneration. So she didn't need accelerated cellular repair and regeneration. She just had to release that trapped emotional energy, which has been in there for approximately 10 plus years. It was probably stuck there prior to her starting her menstrual cycle. However, that was the effect of the trapped emotional energy. It was just a very, very, very painful menstrual cycle. So if you know of any women who have a very painful menstrual cycle, you can let them know that there is a solution above and beyond regular painkillers as prescribed by the medical establishment. And one way to do that is working with someone like myself who knows how to utilize hypnosis to communicate with the intelligence of the physical being to release trapped emotional energy and allowing the free flow of bioenergy to flow throughout the physical being once again. So this concludes today's video. My name is James T. Griffin. Please visit my website, www.aheadofthecurvewellness.com. And if you have not yet invested in my book, Get Your Black Belt in Proactive Wellness First Degree, the link is in the description below. And remember, the 7 portals of the Proactive Wellness System outlined in that book in great detail is what we need to know and apply into our lives on a very regular basis, ideally a daily basis, but at the very least a very regular basis to ensure we are creating the highest possible quality of life. Again, that's slowing down cellular aging, increasing cellular energy, accelerating cellular repair and regeneration, becoming more in tune with the intelligence of our physical beings, and ultimately leading to an overall higher quality of life. Because remember, we all have a life purpose. And if our physical being's malfunctioning, fulfilling our divine life purpose is something that can be difficult. So applying the Proactive Wellness System into your life experience can help you to maximize your life purpose. Because when we're able to do that, we feel a sense of wholeness and completeness inside of us that nothing else can replace but us getting on our divine life purpose. So again, my name is James T. Griffin. Thanks for tuning in. Create yourself a beautiful day, and I'll see you at the next video.
Thanks so much for listening. For more information about James and the Proactive Wellness System, go to www.aheadofthecurvewellness.com. Check back weekly for new episodes of the Get Your Black Belt in Proactive Wellness podcast. Until next time, create yourself a beautiful rest of your week.